Alright, I've got my Leon jacket on, I've got my hype hat ready. It's time to talk about the Resident Evil 4 remake. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and I think we all realize by now that RE4 is one of the best games ever. It's got amazing monster design, it's got the best sound, there's something so freaking kinetic about blasting someone with a shotgun while they're chasing you with a chainsaw. Resident Evil 4 is nothing short of a horror masterpiece. Even now, 20 years later, the craftsmanship is just insane. But there's been a lot of rumors and talk about a Resident Evil 4 remake over the course of the last year. Now, specifically, what's been happening is the fact that it sounds like Capcom, they're very, very obsessed with making a proper Resident Evil 4 remake, because after they made the Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 3 remake, these actually produced quite a bit of money and hype for just the Resident Evil franchise in general. Like, the RE franchise is actually just expanding at an exponential rate at this point. It's kind of interesting how there's just so many new fans playing Resident Evil for the first time ever, even though this is still like classic survival horror in some ways. But what was interesting is that this rumor initially came out a couple months ago, but today, we got our first official leaked picture of one of the characters. Now, please like this video. I have a feeling that Capcom might start issuing some copyright strikes because this is definitely official leaked art that I'm about to show you. But what's important is, before I even show you that, this project has been in development now for 3 years. It actually originally started, the RE4 project, according to the leaks, says that they started working on this in 2018, but what else kind of always struck my eye is the fact that, according to the freaking rumors and some of the reports that have come out, Shinji Mikami was originally approached to work on the Resident Evil 4 remake. This is the guy who invented Resident Evil. He is the guy who literally sat down and came up with the idea of, in my opinion, the first survival horror games ever. And what's interesting is that he declined, despite the fact that like Capcom was willing to try and just pay him whatever it takes to bring him back into the fold. He said, "No thanks, I'm still working on my own stuff." This is an interesting development. It basically makes me think, what is it about working with Capcom that's hard? Maybe he just doesn't want to work on Resident Evil anymore. But let's take a look at the picture itself. Now, it's fascinating to me for a lot of reasons, and we're going to actually dig into why this is such a juicy piece of drama, but this is allegedly the first official look at Wesker in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, there's actually something interesting about this, which is that this is definitely a developer notebook. This is something that happens, which is that internally, you can even see it says that this is like interactive footage and stuff. This is one of those things that they call like target art, where they're basically saying, okay, here's what a real person would look like wearing this. Here's the drawing trying to show that. Here's where his radios and stuff go. This is an actual picture of Wesker. But what's more interesting is what the person who leaked it said. Now, this was actually leaked by the voice actor DC Douglas. Okay, so, DC Douglas is very funny. He's been the voice of Wesker forever. He's already been in 7 different games as Wesker. The guy is like a complete soccer dad, despite the fact that Wesker is this awesome villain that everybody loves and is obsessed with Chris Redfield. The dude who voices him is basically like the guy who's at the PTA meeting being like, "Well, I'm gonna make sure all these kids do their homework." Well, what happened is, basically, he leaked this and now confirmed for sure the existence of the Resident Evil 4 remake. Now, I want to look at this right here. The voice actor behind Wesker in the Resident Evil series allegedly shared confidential concept art for the unannounced Resident Evil 4 remake. The art was screenshotted and posted by somebody, which that's the screenshot I just showed you, and it shows the character in what is claimed to be the Separate Ways portion of the unannounced game. A later tweet from the same account claimed to have corroborating evidence that Douglas shared. Now, I don't want to show you that. It's basically text messages from Douglas talking about how legally he can't show you the picture, and then he showed it. So these are very real leaks. Now, additionally, there's something about this that definitely strikes my eye. This is from the Separate Ways portion of the game. So in Resident Evil 4, initially you play through the game as Leon Kennedy, you're blasting Ganados, you're trying to go through this crazy adventure to save the president's daughter, but after you've beaten the game, there's this extra chapter called Separate Ways that lets you play as Ada Wong on a secret mission. It's sort of like remixed versions of the levels, and during it, you talk directly to Wesker. Not only does it lead to some really good scenes, but in my opinion, it felt like it was this great world expanding moment to kind of show the fact that there's all these separate people messing around in the freaking Resident Evil timeline simultaneously. Well, here's what's great. I like the idea of maybe Wesker having a more active role in this game, Wesker being more of a main villain instead of just this background character who's meddling with all the heroes. Now, what's really funny about this is that DZ Douglas, after he's tweeting out all these pictures and just talking about the existence of the Resident Evil 4 remake, he deleted his Twitter account. He was just DMing confidential art to fans and then just deletes his entire Twitter account. This is so freaking funny to me. Like, this is honestly just so funny to me, is the fact that this like random soccer dad is the most evil villain in video game history, and he's just handing out the art for his top secret game. Here's me being the bad guy. Like, DC Douglas, I really hope he doesn't get in big trouble. Like, some of the freaking leaked messages that he was sending is that if these pictures get out, he'll get sued. Like, Douglas, you leaked him, buddy. Like, you're the one. I really hope he doesn't get in any trouble, because he's a great voice actor, and clearly he's just a chill dude. Like, he's excited with the fans for this game to exist. I think it's really neat that this is even out here, and I'm glad we're going to get a chance to see it. But I do want to end this off with just to note the fact that it sounds like Capcom is really trying to bring in all their real like A teams now to work on the Resident Evil 4 remake. They're bringing in all these different subdivisions, but they've also decided to bring in people like Division 1. They're really wanting to put like the best team who works on things like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil and put them all on this singular project. I like this a lot because, to me, it seems to signal the fact that Capcom is taking this as seriously as they should. Everybody loves the Resident Evil 4 game. Like, straight up the original version, the ports of it, even everybody loves it a lot on VR. Like, it's nice to see the fact that this isn't just some throwaway content. Like, straight up, it seems like Capcom isn't just going, yeah, whatever, there you go. Like, Capcom realizes that fans want this to be the 10 out of 10 experience that it deserves to be, and it seems like they're going to deliver that. But what do you think? Are these leaks as funny to you as they are to me? Because they are very freaking funny to me. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a gigantic thumbs up, and please share it if you haven't already, and keep dreaming. Did I say subscribe? Like this video and subscribe. I'm sorry, I've been gaming too much. All right, I got a big video coming up soon about this $300 PlayStation 5 controller. Be sure to watch that. It's gonna be hectic. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.